everybody. Welcome and thanks for joining us here on the Simply See the World YouTube channel. Really appreciate you coming and spending some time with us, and we hope to provide you some valuable information and content. Raychelle, do you want to tell them a little bit about our story?
Sure. So Chris and I were living in Indianapolis in the States. I'm a pharmacist and I was working full-time as a pharmacist. Just kind of the daily grind, and we had always wanted to travel, and we decided, why not now? Our families were healthy. We had the time to do it. We're still young. We're able to walk around and explore. So we decided to make our travel dreams come true. And we sold our house, our cars, literally all of our stuff, and we set sail.
Absolutely. We didn't literally set sail. We did utilize a plane to take a one-way trip over to Europe, and that's where we've been ever since. What we're doing now, we started Simply See the World to share some travel advice, guides, information, inspiration for viewers, for readers, just so we know that people out there are going through the same feelings and search for information that we were going through before we left. Travel can be scary and intimidating, and having great information and a community behind you when you're looking to travel, it is nice to have. So that's what we hope to provide here at Simply See the World. Thanks for tuning in. We spent a lot of time researching just strategies, how-tos. And
never even feeling confident that we were looking in the right place and that we were getting the right information. So you spend a lot of time just double checking yourself to make sure you didn't miss something. And we thought, well, we have done a lot of research. Why don't we share that with people that might be trying to do the same thing and save them the headache of going through the process that we went through? Because we had a hard time finding a resource that we felt we could trust that would give us all the information that we needed for this entire process, because there are a lot of steps. Because we're on a tight budget, so we don't spend a lot of money. We didn't have a huge savings when we left the States, and we wanted to make this dream come true without having to keep working to feel like we might have enough money to travel. So we just did it, and now we're doing it on a budget so that basically every day less we spend, the longer we get to be on the road. So we would like to share some of those tips with you guys too, and just to let you know you don't have to have a huge savings to be able to travel and see the world.
That's awesome. All right, where have we been this year, you might ask? And if you didn't ask, we're going to tell you. No, it's a little bit about where we've been. Well, list them off. What did we start with?
So we did a house sit in southern Spain. And if you don't know what house sitting is, also there's a blog post about that too you can check out. But you watch people's pets while they're on vacation. So you get to stay somewhere for free. You get to help them out. And you get to play with some cute animals. So for 2 months we did that in southern Spain in a little town called Canillas de Aceituno, which is near Malaga. After that
was a really cool assignment. It had an in-ground pool and all types of crazy stuff. So there are some amazing house sitting assignments, and we're here to help you get those if you'd like. How much money did we spend on housing for those 2 months?
0.
Goose egg.
With a pool, a beautiful view, like a dream vacation house for $0.
It's like, oh, that's the Mediterranean. No big deal.
It was pretty amazing.
We're from the cornfields of Indiana, so it was kind of a really cool place to be for 2 months.
Yeah, it was awesome.
No shade on Indiana. Represent. Then we headed off to Andorra. And it was a really cool place. We spent 10 days there. We had 2 super interesting cats. One was a trip. Both one of the lovingest and meanest cats I've ever experienced. But it was really fun. Enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, it was just a little town in the mountains, and we had a great time there.
Yeah, we have a pretty cool guide for Andorra as well on our blog, so you can check that out.
Then after that, we went to Northern Ireland.
Yeah, flew to Belfast.
And it was a really very rural house sit.
We didn't stay in Belfast long. That's right. We went out to Cookstown area, which is by one of the bigger locks in Northern Ireland. And
we met some of the nicest people that we've met in that house sit and just in that little town. We were in a very tiny town, so if we went out to the one bar to have a drink, you got to meet all your neighbors. So it was really fun, and we were there for 10 days as well, I think.
Yeah, and a dog that stole my heart and also ruined my eyeglasses, Bella. But she was really sweet. And it was spooky because we watched Stranger Things there. That's a memory I have of
Yes.
Northern Ireland. Sorry, unnecessary info, but we do love Stranger Things a lot. Another thing, then we went to Ireland, Republic of Ireland. Spent a couple days in Dublin, went to the storehouse, and a lot of other things that we're going to be writing about and clipping together some content for.
It was also a rural house sit there.
Yes, we didn't stay in Dublin long. You're seeing a theme here. We went out to a little town called Trim, which has a castle where this gets confusing for Americans. Scenes from Braveheart were filmed. And Braveheart is a story about things that happened in Scotland, not Ireland.
But a lot of it was filmed in Ireland. We learned the hard way. But it was a really cool castle, and the little town was very cute. We actually we housed out on the little farm.
I always joke that it was like Noah's Ark because there were 2 dogs, 2 cats, 2 ducks, 2 rabbits, and 2... What else was there? Chickens, that's right.
2 chickens.
So that was a farm sit, and we'll be talking about that in an upcoming blog too, so check that out. Then we went for fun, we went to Barcelona with my sister.
Oh yeah, in Valencia.
Yeah.
Very highly recommended from us. And
she and her friends came over, and that was really fun. We had been on house sits for quite some time in rural areas, no shade, but we were ready for a little city time.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun.
We ate a lot of paella, like probably more than one person should consume.
Squid ink paella is amazing. Don't be scared of the black paella. Go for it.
It was a really cool trip.
Yeah. And then we went back up north, went to Scotland.
We did.
Flew into Edinburgh, and there are some interesting things that occurred during this week. It was one of our lowest times traveling.
That's
so
true.
We're not going to talk about that too much, but on an upcoming webisode, we'll talk about a scary time at customs. And also things about assignments through different websites that you can take that you might want to watch out for. So went to Edinburgh, and then
we had to scramble to find some house sits, so we ended up going to a couple places in northern England, Carlisle.
For a week.
2
weeks. Yeah.
And then
to Jarrow, Jarrow.
It's right by Newcastle upon Tyne. Cool little town.
And then we went to Eyemouth for a few days, which is a really little but super cool town. And you Guardians of the Galaxy fans will know a little bit about that town potentially. If not, it's coming up on an upcoming blog. Let's see. And then we went to Dunfermline, which is on the north side of Edinburgh.
Right.
And
another rural, well, I guess it was a little bigger town, but kind of a smaller town house sit. And then we went to Aberdeen.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks, and that was really cool. Aberdeen is a really neat city.
You happen to love a specific type of marine animal, don't you?
So I love dolphins. And we did search for dolphins because we were right by the harbor. However, we were just late in the season and didn't get to see any. But I'm not giving up hope that at some point in the next year, I will see a dolphin in the wild on one of our travels. So
yes,
we'll keep you informed.
It's going to happen. And probably one of the highlights, we don't want to go too deep into every story, but since we're talking about it, we do love beer, and we're going to talk about beer and wine a little bit here. But we went to Brewdog in Ellen, Scotland, and that was really cool.
It's an awesome facility. Beer is great. So we talk about traveling on a budget, but we do like to treat ourselves to
treat yourself.
So that was the one event that we did when we were in Aberdeen. Really, that was kind of a splurge for us, and it was totally worth it.
Yeah. So then after Aberdeen, we rented a car hire if you're in the UK. We rented a car and went from Edinburgh Airport all around the Highlands, hugging the west coast of Scotland, from in the south, from just north of Glasgow, along the coast, all the way up Oban, Ullapool, Durness, over to John O'Groats, Thurso area, down to Inverness, through the Cairngorms National Park. We don't know how to pronounce these Scottish words, so we just invented our own. Maybe we'll do a pronunciation guide sometime in the future for our own benefit as well. And then wrapped it back up at Manchester. That's right, because we got a smoking deal on a flight, so we decided to overland it down to Manchester. Stopped in Liverpool for about an hour so I could get a little Beatles vibe. Unfortunately, it was a little too quick. That's okay. We'll be back.
Yes.
So then from Manchester, we flew to
Bilbao in northern Spain. And then another kind of long story, we had to rent a car to drive to our Airbnb where we are currently at in Santander. And we're here for a month. So we are enjoying. A quick side story as well is when we initially started this trip of travel, northern Spain really just stood out to us. Neither one of us had ever really been here, but from what we had read and learned, it just sounded like a place we would love.
Yeah.
And through some other stuff we'll be talking about in other webisodes, we initially weren't able to come here right away. So now we are in the place where essentially our travel dreams were inspired.
Our travel inspiration. Yeah.
So it's pretty cool because we love it like we thought we would. 2
quick things about northern Spain. We were super interested in it before we watched something about this, and what that was is the Vaga Brothers blog and vlog. If you haven't checked them out, we really love Vaga Brothers, and they spent a lot of time here in northern Spain, Basque area specifically. Watch those and tell me you're not inspired to come here. It's amazing. So big shout out to Vaga Brothers. Well, let's talk about where we're headed to next, and then I promise we'll get on with the show. Coming up, we are going to enjoy a family Christmas with the Bultman bunch, as we call ourselves. That's my family. My mom, dad, and sister are going to come over and come see us. And it's kind of a big deal because this is the very first year ever that we're doing Christmas outside of the Bultman residence. So thank you to my family for breaking with tradition and coming to Europe. It means a lot. But
we're going to get to see some cool stuff.
It's going to be a cool trip. So we're going to start off in Paris, and we're going to take the Channel, the really cool tunnel that connects France and UK under the English Channel. That connects up to London. And then we're going to fly over to Nuremberg, Germany, check out some Christmas markets, which my mom's really excited about. And we're going to go to Prague for a few days after that, which we're all excited about. We've heard so many great things about Prague. Next up after that, we got a overnight in Graz, Austria, just as a little break in our train days.
A little respite.
A little respite, yes. And then what are we doing?
Then we found a really cool lodge in the Austrian Alps, and we're going to go chill with a hot tub and just have family time of really just enjoying what we
treat yourself
love to do, which is just hang out, play games, and be with each other.
Yeah, a little family time.
Then we're going to Munich.
Yeah.
And from there, we're going to do a side trip, a day trip to Neuschwanstein Castle.
The castle that inspired Walt Disney.
So that'll be a really neat trip. And then that will be the end of our almost 18-day trip. So after that, we're kind of just still deciding what we want to do. But
high on our list is 1, 2, 3, the Balkans.
So we'll do some more planning on that coming up. But right now, after the new year, we don't have any plans. So we'll see where we end up.
Yeah. So that brings us to an important portion of our program today, where we talk about the beverages that are here. You might have noticed. Raychelle, would you like to start off with a discussion of your beverage? Do you happen to have a bottle that we could look at?
We do. So something that you should know about us is we do enjoy our beverages. I love wine. it's not a secret to any of our friends and family, but I really enjoy wine, and it's cool that in Spain especially, there's a lot of wine country here. So today I'm drinking a Rueda Verdejo from probably 2 hours south of where we are in Castile and Leon. And it's pretty delicious. It's kind of fruity and tart, but yeah, it's really cool to be able to experience the culture a lot of times through the beverages. And here you can go out to the bar and have a glass of wine for like $1.50, which is insane.
Yeah.
But that being so inexpensive also allows you to meet people and talk to people about where we're at. And a lot of times they're the people that give us the advice on what we should do in the area that we're staying in. So
yes,
wine opens a lot of doors for us as far as getting the inside scoop on what to see in a place. Bartenders are really awesome travel guides, by the way.
Absolutely. So that sounds very delicious. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just have a reminder.
Yeah,
drink.
maybe. Right. It's for science. It's research.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
Now, I do want to give a quick shout out before I reveal my beverage. We bought this from our favorite supermarket in Europe, and they're everywhere. Lidl.
Lidl. Lidl.
That bottle of wine at Lidl is like a $1.80
for a bottle.
A bottle, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, on to my beverage of choice today. I have an Estrella Galicia, and it comes from A Coruña, right?
Yeah.
Rachelle is our resident research expert on the beverages today. And A Coruña is way out on the west side of Spain, in the northwest. So let's just for research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely.
Very tasty. It's kind of a lager style. I like it. It's got a little more oomph to it than a traditional lager. We're gonna do a fun section every week where we offer each other a surprise question that the other person has not ever seen. So,
I'm a little nervous.
for our first one, would you like to start out or would you like me to start out?
I'll start.
Okay.
So, Chris.
Yes, Rachelle.
Imagine that you are going on a date night.
Okay.
With me.
Naturally.
Where would you eat? If you had to pick right now, where would you eat?
So
it can be anywhere in the States, it can be anywhere we've eaten. Like, it can be, this is an imaginary date night. Like,
okay.
There's a 2-part question too. I should have thrown that out there.
Okay.
So go ahead and tell me what right now you're craving. What would you eat?
Okay. I'm going to have an imaginary answer, like a wishful thinking answer that's logistically impossible at the current time. And then I'm going to offer you one that is. So actually, I'll start with the one that is possible. We were walking around downtown Santander, and I noticed an Indian restaurant. It was Hindu something. And
like the House of Hindu or something.
Yeah. So that would be high on my list. Indian food is my favorite genre of food. It's delicious. So I would do that here.
Okay.
In a world where there were no logistical barriers, I would choose to go back to my southern Indiana roots and get some Skyline chili, Cincinnati style chili. And I would have I'd have a 4-way large with 2 cheese conies.
He's hungry. Okay.
Yeah.
So after we eat dinner, then we're going to a concert. What concert are we going to? If you could pick, and it didn't matter what I liked. We have a little different taste in music.
Is there a budget?
No.
Okay. Well,
who would you see?
I would probably see in a small room.
Okay.
The Rolling Stones.
Okay.
We saw them at the Indianapolis 500, and we were quite a ways back, and it was awesome. But I could just imagine being in a small room watching the Rolling Stones. That would be pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Neither of those are happening anytime soon. But yeah, now we know.
So now for my surprise question.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Now, we met each other when we were college freshmen at the tender age of 18.
Yes.
And fell in love immediately, fair to say.
That's true.
We'll tell a story about that later. I don't want to make you regurgitate at this point. We've been together for 15 years, if I'm doing the math correctly, and we've been married for 7.
That is true.
You might be saying this is a hell of a lead up to a question.
I'm only getting really nervous.
All right. But do you think you would have liked me if we would have grown up together, or if we would have met while in high school at a younger age?
Okay. So, I think I would have liked you. I think I would have been entertained by you, but I don't know if I would have been romantically interested. And here's why. I was a very studious, athletic, hardworking high school student. Let's say that. To the point of probably being boring.
You can brag. You were a salutatorian.
Yeah.
Second in your class.
Right, so those things. But
Yeah.
I was kind of boring. I didn't go to parties or anything. Whereas this young man was a little less concerned about grades in high school. He was in a band. He went to parties a lot. I think he wouldn't have been in my crowd of somebody that I would have hung out with. However, when we did meet in college, we were both freshly out of high school, so we were still the same people, but we grew a lot. And we fell in love. And actually, it's 15 years tomorrow that we decided to be officially.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah. Officially exclusive.
That's right.
Which is crazy.
When we had the talk.
I don't think I'm old enough to have been with somebody for 15 years.
No, you always get carded.
No, I don't.
No, we don't ever get carded anymore. What the hell?
Good question, though. I think that we would have hung out with each other, but we would have never dated, I don't think.
I respectfully disagree. I think I would have launched a massive charm offensive and probably won you over. But I respect your opinion.
It was a question for me.
That's true. That's true. Why don't you say we transition and talk a little bit about your baby? Not your literal baby. We don't have kids, by the way.
I was like,
And Pinterest. You've been working hard on Pinterest for Simply See the World. What's going on there, and what's interesting about it for you?
So Pinterest, I'm new to Pinterest. I mean, when we were planning our wedding, I got in there a little bit and looked up some ideas, but I have never really delved into Pinterest. So now that we're working on the blog, we decided that's an area that we'd like to help reach some fans, and I'm learning a lot. It's really cool because not only do I get to post pin our information, but I get to see other people's pins and post them on my board that I really value, and then I think they're giving great advice. That's really cool. I'm really enjoying it. People create a lot of really neat stuff and have a lot of cool experiences, and it's really neat that we get to be a part of that community.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, similar to you, I have a social media baby, and it's Instagram. And like you with Pinterest, I am a newbie. We are really dating ourselves, aren't we? We are like the oldest millennials available on this earth.
Yeah, we just got into social media a little late, I would say.
Yeah.
We're not that old.
No.
I'm 33.
No,
I'm not scared to
but like
say.
we had Facebook accounts when you had to have a .edu domain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how millennial we are. We're like really
Yeah.
kind of on the upper echelon of millennialhood.
Right.
So Instagram, I'm new to, and come to find out, it's awesome. It's really cool, and you guys probably already know that. But we are going to focus probably a little bit more on Instagram stories. We love to create quick little content that kind of shows you behind the scenes or helps you get to know us a little better or what we're doing in our current location. It's a little less formal, it's a little more off the cuff, and we get to show you some fun stuff and just have a good time with it. So in addition to some of the Instagram stuff that I'm up to, I'm going to be editing up some really cool YouTube content. Specifically, we're going to do a lot of products reviews on some of the stuff that we love, like Raychelle I don't want to speak for you, but you love these.
I do.
These noise canceling headphones.
They're really awesome.
They're Callan brand, and I was super surprised by them too. Just a couple other things, just to give you an idea. These things right here are inverters for travel, and we use these like all the time.
Every day.
Every day.
We love them so much we bought 2 more, so we have 4 now because
it's nice to just set up our workstations and not have to move stuff around.
And they're cheap.
It's got EU, it's got UK, Ireland, and it's got Eastern Europe and Asia all in one. It's pretty cool. So we talk about these. We'll be doing an in-depth product review on those. Furthermore, inspiration and information, which we're all about. Vagabonding was a huge inspiration for us to finally take the leap into long-term travel. And one of the more recent reads that we've had is Nomadic Matt's book, How to Travel on $50 a Day or Less, which we were doing a lot of the stuff already, but it was neat to see how much more in depth he went. So definitely some good inspiration and information. So that's a little bit about what's going to be happening on YouTube, plus Scottish Highlands film featurette, which is coming up. I just transferred all the files into my video editor for that, so excited for that. We would really love for you to like and subscribe. We are trying to build our following because we believe in the information that we want to share. But we want to tell stories in the most compelling way possible and give you the best information we can. So your likes and subscribes and you coming to watch us helps us immensely. So just go down there, like and subscribe. It would help us out a lot.
Yes.
To conclude, let's cheers to the viewers. Because
to the viewers.
Traveling can be scary and intimidating, and you guys are taking a big step by getting quality information that you can use to empower you to achieve your travel dreams. So hopefully we can help with that. That's our goal. Cheers to you for taking the first step, and thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in. And please reach out to us on YouTube, on our website, in our contact area. Let us know what you want to know. What areas of information do you think would be helpful? We're telling you what we would have needed at maybe an early planning process. But if there's something that you want to know more about, or just have questions or opinions or critiques, please, we want to hear back from you. We want to grow and make this something that you can value and make your travel dreams a reality, because it's really awesome.
That's what it's all about. Get out there and see the world.
Yeah.
Simply see the world.
So cheers to you guys. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for our webisode next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.